table held up by buckets resting on it. Fricking physics. Somewhere in the world, a physics professor writes the perfect exam question. Tonight on My Husband Doesn't Know How to Baby Talk. Ma'am, are you aware that these right here are your hands? They belong to you, and you get to decide what happens with them. So when you use these hands to pull your binky out of your mouth, that is not necessarily a dad problem. I'll fix it obviously, I just want you to acknowledge it's not my fault. Husband, ma'am, it has been reported lately that you do in fact have tiny little toes and a little button nose. Do you care to comment? Penny Rose. Babbles in baby. Husband. Riveting. Well, let me be clear. Donald Trump may be a rat, but I have no desire to copulate with him, Cruz said, bizarrely implying he is attracted to rodents. 2016 is quite a year. Ted Cruz is literally an alien making up human idioms and hoping they work. I'm so stressed. I looked this up because I didn't believe, but he actually did say this. 17-year-old NASA intern discovers a new planet on his third day. The 17-year-old. Every scientist at NASA. I don't get to name my planet. My brother had the idea of calling it Wolftopia, but I think Toy 1338b is sufficient. King, I think it is not freaking sufficient at all. Wolftopia or bust. I'm so mad. Let your brother name the planet Wolftopia. So my uncle is a priest and apparently can't deny when I ask him to bless something. So I now have a blessed laptop, blessed loaf of bread, and blessed underwear. I just asked him to bless this post and he did. This post is officially the most holy post on Tumblr. Use it to banish sins from your dashboard. Just heard mom say you're a stupid slut. You would have nothing if you weren't so beautiful, and the cat meow back at her in defiance. Settle a house dispute. Are Pringles a crisp or a biscuit? The British have something diseased and rotten in place of a brain. Fanfic written by 14-year-olds is so wild because they all think smirk is just a fancy word for smile, so every serious romantic scene comes out looking like. Are you implying I don't look like this when I'm trying to be romantic? I feel attacked. IDK, who needs to hear this? But you don't have to start studying at a round number. You can also start at 537. Woman shouts I still love sharks as she is pulled from sea after being bitten by one. If this ain't me, bleeding profusely from a missing leg as I'm being dragged onto the beach. This was a statistically unlikely occasion. If the shark wanted me dead, I would be dead. Sharks are important for their ecosystems. I do not condone any attempts to hunt this shark. Advertising in general does not encourage me to buy anything they are trying to sell, but YouTube ads specifically go one step further and awaken in me a desire for incredible and bloody violence. Spotify ads too, actually. If you interrupt my tunes, you have my attention, but in the same way as a hiker disturbing a sleeping wild bear. What's this? What's this? I wish I never made this post. I'll never get my dash back. Yes, it's the tradition to bring this back. I've got it scheduled for like the next 8 years to post this on the first and last day of October. Tumblr was funnier when the realists were just outright lying all the time. The one area I feel bad for Kylo and that he had to watch his own dad die. Previously, Anakin never even had a dad and Luke never knew his biological dad and wasn't there when Owen was dead. Han's dad is still alive in Solo and estranged, but Kylo watched his dad die and it's still traumatizing him in TLJ. I don't know how to tell you this, but Kylo is the one who killed his dad. I miss this. Luke does, in fact, know his biological dad. In fact, most would argue it's one of the most well-known scenes in the entire series. I can't believe I'm supposed to take care of my whole body. It's too many moving parts. I can't keep up. You're telling me an F1 car gets a pit crew and I get one jackass with ADHD. You know how when you were a kid you could ride in the car and be totally unaware of anything going on around the car and just be chill? But then you took driver's ed and you started learning all the rules, and now even if you're just in the passenger seat you can't help noticing all the crappy things people do on the road. That's what social justice is like. That's actually a really good analogy. Well done. And you start noticing it in your parents too. Credit or debit? Is this a joke to you? I'll take credit please. Do you accept Castamet? I have no horse in the Mario movie thing, but also I want it to be bad, and I want it to be so bad that people retroactively start liking the original Super Mario Bros. Movie. Like, you know how the Star Wars prequels were the most reviled thing on the internet until the Star Wars sequels came out and everyone immediately turned on their heels to talk about how good the prequels were. I want specifically that. 11:59 Sunday, September 30th, 12 Monday, October 1st. If someone talked to me like how the characters in Hannibal talk to one another, imagine being like, I got some sunscreen in my eye, and your friends like the pain we feel from our own shortcomings reminds us we are only human. I would beat the crap out of them. And then Satan said, put the alphabet in math. Not again, Satan. And then humanity put the Greek alphabet in math too, and even Satan raised an eyebrow and left to study art. Lifelike reconstruction of a Neanderthal man. Neanderthal Museum. Mettmann, Germany. Well, you see, Gary, you really can't top napped obsidian. I know the anatomically modern humans are doing some interesting things with bone, but what you got here is durability, a sleek, user-serviceable design, and an edge that just won't quit. Best thing is that this museum regularly changes the place where they put their Neanderthal reconstructions. You'll never know where and what they are, and until you're really close. I will turn you into a freaking PDF if you don't stop. Do it, then I could finally read my problems. You can read a summary of my gender for free, but the full gender is behind a paywall. You can perceive my gender 5 times a month for free, but if you want to stay up to date on my latest gender you'll have to subscribe. Danga la you my appendix, because I don't understand how you work, but this feeling in my stomach makes me want to take you out. This man wants to frick, do you? He is watching. NGL, I wish I wasn't terrified of talking to my mutuals. I think that would make this whole fandom thing a lot more enjoyable. TBH, the best feeling in the world is when you get to make your favorite people laugh and you have that moment of yes, just as planned. I have succeeded in bringing them amusement. Look at that beautiful smile, that means the world to me. Yeah, I'm a non-practicing woman. I was raised female, but I don't really believe anymore, ya know. I'm culturally female. I don't really believe in one true gender, but I do participate in some of the rituals I was raised in, when I feel like it, and I enjoy participating in the traditions of other genders too sometimes. I'm only female on Christmas and Easter, for my parents. I'm not really into the whole female dogma. But the aesthetic went off, ya know. She wore a raspberry beret. Obsessed with bed. I love bed. Obsessed with pillows, blankets and such. Literally love sleeping. Checks the autopsy table. I cold sworn he was. Hello Tumblr. Today I will be running for my life. GRRRRRR, I don't want to confirm my email address. I hate confirming my email address. Rips the door off my fridge. Me, why'd you give me an F? Teacher, you haven't turned anything in all semester. Me, but I reblogged the lucky pencil. Person, you wanna fight? Me, no, I want to weep quietly in my blankets because nothing is real and we are stuck in physical entities. Jock, a wealthy 60-year-old man, shows up at the country club one day with his new wife, a smoking hot 22-year-old blonde. His buddies are amazed. There is no way someone that young and attractive would agree to marry an old geezer like you. How did you pull it off? It's simple. John says, I lied to her about my age. Did you tell her you were 50? His friends ask. John shakes his head no. There is no way she could believe you were 40. John shakes his head again. So how old did you tell her you were exactly? John smiles and says 85. Translator, why not trans now? My parents just read this post aloud to me and ask me if I'd seen it. I don't know how to react. This is a geoduck. It is an actual animal. It lives for 160 years. So your man is out of town and this clam is staying at your house. WID. I know today is Tuesday, and you probably assumed it sucked, but according to statistics there were 5,000 weddings, 10,000 childbirths, and 42 million hugs that occurred today through the United States. Also today there were 4 people that won the multi-million-dollar lottery, 600 dogs were adopted, 35,000 balloons sold, and 800,000 Skittles eaten. Plus the words I love you was said over 8 million times. So again I know today is Tuesday and you probably assume it sucked, but according to statistics it's actually a pretty great day. Whatever renders to 240p because I don't feel like being 1080p today. My room accurately depicts how much of a mess my life is right now. Never mind it's clean now I can no longer relate. Hollywood be like Africans. That's not even an African themed movie like what? Where the frick do you think Egypt is located? I'm just curious. Someday I will have my own place. My world won't be confined to my room. I will stumble sleepily through the house in the morning, opening the blinds. I will sit out in the backyard and look at the stars. I will go out whenever I want to. I will survive long enough to have that. It said not to open with a sharp instrument, so I used a B-flat tin whistle. Heads up, if you drive don't text. There's nothing LOL about RIP. There's nothing LOL about RIP. My baby brother just asked me what homophobic is and I told him that it means that you hate gay people and he said he's not homophobic because he doesn't hate gay people. He hates everyone. Bless this child. I want to study at bed university. I will sleep on my pillow. I will slumber. I'm more likely to meet dreams. When I see really attractive people I just laugh because I know if we lived in the Aztec culture they'd be sacrificed to the gods for their beauty. That's a very strange way of coping with not being really attractive. Works for me. Last year this kid had some water damage on this math textbook and when he turned it in at the end of the year the teacher asked him how it had gotten it wet and he looked her straight in the eye and said for my tears. I firmly believe my tree puns are quality. You can leave me alone. I don't care about your opinion if you disagree. One of my friends noticed a mosquito had landed on his bicep, so he flexed and a rush of blood to his biceps muscle filled up the mosquito so much it exploded. And to this day it's one of the most baddest things I've ever heard. Can you imagine if I order a pizza from Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Papa John's, and told them to be at my house by a certain time and they all came at the same time? Do you know how awkward that would be? Gentlemen, I bet you're wondering why I've gathered you all here today. I'm here to talk to you about the pizza initiative. The only thing that would make it worse is if you opened the door while the Giano, Hunger Games, Yari. In 4th grade my friend and I did an experiment for science class and we wanted to see how different kinds of music affected fish. So we bought a fish and put it in a bowl and then we started playing Screamo and the fish died. I laughed at this for 3 hours. Did you put water in the bowl? Hello dear, I'm home. My rabbit legit knows what to do when a camera is in her face. She stood vouching for me changing pose, you know. Look at her foot though. Look at the stance. The side profile she's giving me. If I cut off my foot and like swing it at your head, am I kicking or hitting you? You'll most likely mentally scar me more than anything. We were talking about World War I today in English, and when the teacher asked for the cause of the war, the kid behind me muttered Dinklerberg. I tried to clock out of work and this is all the computer did. I wonder how many stranger stories we make it into, you know. Maybe someone saw you in passing and told their friends about how pretty the girl in the lavender sweater was. Or maybe they overheard you say a joke and repeated it to their friend, confessing that they heard it from some guy at the store. I think about this all the time. One of my Asian friends goes by an American name, but his official birth certificate name is Wushan or something like that, and whenever a sub tries to read that he'll just go, it's pronounced Kevin. If you make $50,000 a day, it would take you about 60 years to become a billionaire, which would still be less than what Elon Musk makes in 3 days, until we meet again. 18-year-old Americans, I can't drink yet, I need to be 21 years old. Unborn Russians, pathetic. Yo bro, who got you smiling like that? That's me and my best friend's conversation, because we're freaking hilarious. Why must life require tasks? Is it not enough to love and be loved and love and be loved and love and be loved and loven? Thinking about when someone rests their head on your shoulder and suddenly you're barely breathing because you don't want to disrupt their comfort by moving. We'll never get over how there can be so much love held in silent gestures. Sorry, can't text you back. I'm busy stalking some random stranger on Instagram who has nothing to do with me IRL. When Lord said, and everyone's competing for a love they won't receive. People who wait for you to tie your shoe. People who shift closer to you when you're subconsciously moving away while you're walking next to them. People who smile at you as soon as you make eye contact. People who seek you out to tell you some good news. People who listen to you and hear you and understand you. Do not make the mistake of ever convincing yourself that everyone is a bad person when you yourself have done this and not even thought twice about it. Obsessed with bed. I love bed. Obsessed with pillows, blankets and such. Literally love sleeping.
Howdy folks, I hope that you all enjoyed episode 329 of Top Tumblr Memes. If you did, feel free to drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're able to go the extra mile in supporting myself and supporting the channel, feel free to click the join button next to the subscribe button and become a channel member. I would really appreciate that. Thank you all for all the interaction I've been getting on the channel. We are slowly growing, almost to 13,500 and on the way to 14,000. 14,000 subscribers is my goal for the end of the year. You know, January 1st, 2022, I would love to be at 14,000 subscribers, so let's keep up the good work, helping me get there. I really appreciate it. Keep an eye out for memes. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? It was no one. Memes stolen from Tumblr, as well as another Pikachu, maybe another Twitter compilation, gay arsonist compilation. A couple of Tumblr user compilations that are coming out that I think you all will enjoy. Yeah, I hope that you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time of day it is for you. And I'll see you all tomorrow with episode 330 of Top Tumblr Memes. Peace out, guys.